Hi, I'm Evi Sayono. Today I will continue my reading of a book entitled Building Bridges Rethinking Literacy Teacher Education in the Digital Era. This book is written by Claire Kosnick, Simone White, Cliff Beck, Bethan Marshall, A. Lynn Goodwin, and Jean Murray. This book was published by Sense Publisher, Rotterdam, the Netherlands, 2016. Sean Bullock. Chapter 1 Digital Technologies in Teacher Education From Mythologies to Making. Educational Technology. The Mythology of Better Teaching, Faster. Despite a recent proclamation that Sesame Street was the first MOOC, Kearney and Levin 2015, educational media has never accomplished what its enthusiasts continually suggest, despite the historical precedents. Teachers have not been replaced or even marginalized by educational technologies. The mythology of better teaching, faster. It is worth taking a few moments to examine why educational technologies have such a dismal record of educational reform. I believe there are two sets of reasons for why this is the case, and that both are grounded in problematic mythologies. The first and most obvious set of reasons is that the case for using technology in education at any level is often made in economic terms. I refer to this mythology as better teaching faster. If one adopts the view that quality teaching is simply a matter of delivering the correct content to the correct group of students in the most efficient way possible, then it is difficult to quibble with the idea that on-demand media offers a lucrative solution. In the age of internet video, many of us turn to YouTube for our first stop in, say, learning how to perform a household repair or learning what others think of a particular product we are considering purchasing. Distance education, which for most of its existence has relied on the literal delivery of curricular materials in the form of course packs, cassette tapes, or CDs, has long made use of the human capacity to learn from media. So, it is absurd to claim that we cannot learn from educational technologies, including books, cassettes, CDs, and internet videos. And those who argue for the widespread adoption of media in education seem to have at least a warrant for their reasoning. The problem is that, in my view, most of the reasons for adopting educational technologies in widespread ways have been grounded in economic reasoning that has little to do with enhancing the quality of students' learning. So, technology enthusiasts often make their case in terms of efficiency models. Having the best lessons at the ready will save both time and money in the long run, they say. Curricular theorists have long argued that teaching is, or at least should be, far more than transmissions of content. So, although the author of a MOOC or an educational radio program may indeed be an expert in her or his field, we have not, in my view, yet reached a point where educational technologies can supplant a teacher who is playing an active role in the classroom, reflecting a transactional or transformational orientation to curriculum. To be clear, I am not at all suggesting that the use of digital technologies in education is always purely for transmission purposes, nor am I saying that fostering pedagogical relationships that are necessary for learning and using digital technologies are mutually exclusive concepts. The mythology of better teaching faster has little basis in reality. There might be inherent efficiencies in having pre-designed courses ready for consumption, but basing the argument for the integration of digital technologies into education, particularly teacher education, on an efficiency model seems doomed to failure, according to the lessons provided in history. The mythology of theory into practice. The second mythology that explains in part the dismal record of educational reform from digital technologies is specific to teacher education. The mythology might be summarized as learning to teach requires learning theories to put into practice, a mythology that Scon, 1983, argued was the basis of technical rationalism in the context of technology and teacher education. This mythology would hold that teacher candidates need to learn the theory to use technology effectively at the academy before having a chance to practice in the field. Darling Hammond, 2006, did an excellent job of summarizing the three problems of learning to teach. The problem of the apprenticeship of observation, the problem of enactment, and the problem of complexity. Although the problems had appeared in the literature before, Darling Hammond's work was instrumental in bringing these ideas back into mainstream teacher education research. It is not difficult to extrapolate the consequences of these three problems of learning to teach to shed light on the notion of learning to teach with digital technologies. The problem of the apprenticeship of observation recognizes that future teachers have witnessed a lifetime of teacher behavior before they enter a teacher education program. Chances are, most teacher candidates have not had an opportunity to even witness very many deep integrations of digital technologies for learning purposes in their careers as K-12 students. We live in an era where many future teachers have not yet had the opportunity to witness, much less consider, the affordances of technologies such as mobile devices and Web 2.0 for learning, regardless of how they might use these technologies in their personal lives. The problem of enactment is familiar to anyone who has ever taught in a teacher education program. Darling Hammond, 2006, noted that the problem often surfaces in complaints that teacher education is too theoretical, by which teachers often mean that they have not learned about concrete tools and practices that let them put into action the ideas they have encountered. Page 37. Teacher education programs and those who teach within them are often soundly criticized for failing to prepare teachers in ways that please their associate teachers and their future employers. Again, Darling Hammond, 2006, notes, learning how to think and act in ways that achieve one's intentions is difficult, particularly if knowledge is embedded in the practice itself. Page 37. Not only does teaching about teaching using digital technology offer the same challenges to teaching about teaching using any other approach or context, it also problematically relies on the availability of devices for candidates to use in the field. While blackboards are ubiquitous, tablets are not. The problem of complexity is intuitively obvious to anyone who has ever taught. As Lauren and Russell, 2007, noted in their discussion of teaching as a discipline, teaching just looks easy, and good teaching looks even easier. Page 218. Darling Hammond, 2006, summarized the complexity of teaching in the following way. Teachers must be guided by curriculum goals that prepare students to think critically and perform at high levels, but they cannot achieve these goals by teaching a standardized curriculum. Teaching for deep understanding requires open-ended tasks and student-initiated inquiries whose course cannot be fully scripted. Teachers must elicit and follow students' thinking and manage an active learning process that goes beyond direct transmission of facts and information to the development of analytic skills and performance abilities. Page 40. I'll end my reading session up to that part. I'll continue my reading in the next video. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Effie Sayono. See you next time.